It's Podraza. I'm not making any of this up. Podraza, I hope this isn't a ruse, because I live on in this apartment, and I will have this apartment. I'm never going to live as a bisexual. I do not believe in the gay pride movement, and I think they hit themselves in the head. Now, I don't want a sonar out there. That was never my choice. I hope we're not playing games, because I'd go on without anybody if I had to, for that boy, and have this apartment. I wouldn't have lived it their way, lying for anything in this world, or any ruination of anybody. I don't have to mate with a Nazi ever. They'll rot in hell if they ruin anyway, unless God determines it otherwise. I have no faith in here, and that is where it is. I don't know whether the mind betrayed me or two did. It's been a long time. I don't know whether that old gentleman betrayed me, but I'll tell you that would have been the worst, and I would never have made it with that kind of female ever. Tom Jones had it correct in his singing in 1965 on the definition of woman versus lady, or except the lady of the night. Why would you call them ladies anyway? That's what I'd say, and I have said it. I am not going to live their lives either. They could have venereal disease in their brains, and I am not going to get it. And that is it in a nutshell. Once would have been a question mark a long time ago. Otherwise, I see no reason for the industry at all. Bosh, that show, you had to get her out of the life. Born with it, you can't help it. And I try to prevent one. Now, I don't know what's going on this, but I'm going to tell you, whatever it is, I don't need a therapist. But if you're kosher, I'll deal with this. But I'm going to tell you, I do not want a Nazi or a crooked Jew for anything in this world. And I don't want to hear about Bush and the industry on the TV. Somebody's blocking it. Again, I don't want their blocked brains blocking me. I don't want a satanic near me. I'm tired of how they're raised. I don't want my son ever said silly lees or sleaze or any of that. I don't want anything to do with the holier than thou in my life either. I don't want it. My grandmother from Ireland even said that, holier than thou. I don't want anything to do with them. And I don't want anything to do with the hooking industry. And no matter how this impacts, I don't want a thing to do with it. Sometimes there's an apology by one. That's it. I was owed zillions of apologies. How I view it, I don't like how they're raised. And that is it in a nutshell. Within the Nazi realm. Well, I'm not speaking well this evening. I'm telling you, I had a rotten day on this. That's the end of it. You play games with me. We don't deal with each other. And I don't want any calls on my being a male. I never heard of such stuff. And I'm telling you, if a cousin killed his wife, one of those, like Tommy Callahan, I feel horrible for him, because I wouldn't have married one ever. And that is the ugly that I see. The ugly minds / emotions. That's it. If you're one of them. You're young. You can learn. Now, that's it in a nutshell. That is to your husband also. And I need those supplements. And I'm going to let God operate. Because I'm not going to wait forever. Not walking. Anyway, and that is it in a nutshell. I am going to try When I'm going to tell you I have to take that bus, then I resent that damn cab driver like you never heard of. Try to prevent me. You'll go to hell. And that is how I viewed you. And that kind of mind, anyway, unheard of. And I don't want anybody to say to me, you were raised wrong. No, I wasn't. I don't want to hear about parents without partners. The teachers at UConn I thoroughly enjoyed. I had no friends then. Now, any kind of trumped up example of friendship is a total lie. And I'm going to tell you, grammar school should have never done anything without my knowledge of where Sister Grace Mary went while I was teaching reading to first grade and second grade. Now, that was not Father Drennan's fault. A whole lot should have been spoken to me and told to me on that fashion in Connecticut. I was not there to just do trust banking, and that is where I should have been. And I'll never fall vulnerable at a point in time, and I will not explain that further. Now, the next thing, he could do nothing with my brain. It was putty, and that's a miracle that United, and I don't want to hear about that mess either. I literally don't want to hear about that hellish mess and what took place. I literally believe in Hartford National Bank, and that is where I hang my, where I felt it was operating properly anyway. That is where this is at. And there were good men close to retirement, good family men, some divorced, some not. Now, this society has a thing about divorced people currently. He, Mr. Newell, Charlie Lord, apparently accepted divorced, and those who weren't. And they were treated equally. They were not ostracized out of a building. Now, that is how I do feel the way the world is. My father hired gays, told them not to bother the straight, and he hired blacks. Now, that's what I'm known for, and known for not being an affair. Well, it got all messed up here, and somebody's been lying for some time. Now, that is attached to the name of Janice, and it is attached to the name of Deborah. Now, I've been in hell due to what I consider weak males who haven't fought them, and that is where this is at, and I need a strong male in the essence that he has to be a marksman, and I am alone when I go to the movie theater, and I won't quit going. I go with God, the dead, and the rosary beads, and I hope for that male showing up who's 96. I don't want him in with somebody else at all. I've suffered enough. I try to love again for whatever reason prior. It's Pat Podraza. I'll leave a message for your husband if I'm able. Also, what happened? You didn't write, you didn't call, and you didn't leave me an email. Still working with Joe Hall, and I do need that. This is my home, and I won't repeat myself. What is the situation? I have to do some groceries today and eat. I don't want to be belabored on the subject of whether we're working on this the way I wish to or not. There are two minds. I don't know the situation. One, I think, left me, and another can answer through you. And I trust Joe Hall. And if you betrayed me on this, you got to fess up. I expect honorability, and I'm no way paranoid. Now, I'll leave a message for your husband if I'm able. I need an answer by email as to why you didn't call me. I got up in the night, checked the email. I'm up by 4 in the morning, generally daily, no email. What is the situation? I do want a mail, and I will not be involved with the mail rolls employment. My Catholicism is in here, and I will not ruin anybody's reputation, or I will not sue. And something about a platform mentioned in Connecticut, Swacko. I'm not going into the legal field. I have that kind of mind also. What is your answer on this? I'll leave an answer to a message to your husband on this also. Please react. I don't want to waste any more time on this.